Hello and welcome to the first episode of this week's watches of 2025. That feels quite strange to say, and I'm still getting used to writing 2025 instead of 2024, that's for sure. Now, if you're new here, welcome. Every single Saturday we release new watches on the website, usually somewhere between 8 and 12 watches. Today we have 10 incredible watches for you guys and girls. It's a really impressive mix, and every single week for the next few weeks, I can guarantee there is a lineup of very amazing watches, so be sure to click that subscribe button. Make sure you're following on Instagram at Kibble Watches, and you keep an eye on the website kibblewatches.co.uk. Now, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and New Year. It was my first time actually having a more extended period of time off. I had 2 weeks off, which was absolutely lovely. It was amazing with my family, and I want to thank you all for giving me that sort of time and freedom. You know, we still got a lot of deals done and I still did a lot of work, but I didn't actually come into the office once during that time, which was the first time in a long time, which was definitely a new experience. Now, as always, if you want to skip to a specific watch on the table, you can do so via the description. Each watch is listed there with a timestamp that will take you to me talking directly about that watch. There's also a link to the website where you can see all of the photos, the points of mention, the details, additional photos, everything you could possibly want is on there. And if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me an email, info@KibbleWatches, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Now, I am in the office Monday to Friday. That's typically how it goes. I don't do the weekends in the office, but I am always available on the other end of an email or message via WhatsApp, so don't hesitate to get in contact. Okay, before we jump into the impressive watches on the table, what's on wrist? I'm wearing a gorgeous Mido from the 1940s. That is part of the personal collection with this gorgeous slate grey dial and the radium that's just aged beautifully. It's a really wonderful example. Francois Bourgeois case, original crown. You know, it's a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity to own one in this kind of condition. So that's why it's staying with me, and I don't intend to sell. I have a couple of Midos that I'm fortunate to own, and this is definitely one of my favorites that I do not wear enough. So that's what's on wrist for me. Let me know down in the comments what you're wearing watch-wise whilst watching this video. I have to emphasize watch-wise because I've had some weird comments when I've said that openly before. Okay, let's crack on with what you're here to see, and we're going to start with this beautiful Patek Philippe from the original family with its box and paperwork and service records from Patek. This is a 1997 Patek Philippe Perpetual Calendar 5039J. So let's take a closer look at this beautiful reference. So let's kick this year off with a bang. This is an absolutely beautiful Patek Philippe Perpetual Calendar moon phase. This is the reference 5039J with that gorgeous hobnail bezel, 18 karat gold, and in 35 millimeters. Now let's quickly go over the functions and what changes what on the case. So obviously you have the crown at 3 o'clock, which you can use to wind the watch and obviously change the time. And as you pass midnight, everything will change over as it should. Now at the 6 o'clock, hidden away right there, you have a little pusher that will change the moon phase that you can see in the 6 o'clock subdial. You then have a pusher at 9 o'clock in between the hallmarks, beautifully placed, and you can see how crisp and sharp this case is. If I can get that in focus, incredible. That will change the day of the week in this subdial right here, which is indicated currently on Wednesday, as you can see. We then come to the 12 o'clock position, or just before 12 and just after 12. You can see two pushers right there. The one on the left-hand side, so about 11:30, that one will change the day of the week and also the date of the month. You can see right there currently on 28, so that will change both at the same time. So that's how you change that. And then the final pusher right there at about 12:30 will change the month, which also has a leap year indicator, as you can see. So everything nicely portrayed there on the dial. Bit confusing when you first look at it, but once you realize what everything is, very simple and easy to read. There's no running seconds on this watch. You're presented with two beautiful hands, nice appliques and indices around the dial. And this is a nice beautiful silver dial as well. As we flip the watch over, you can see you're presented with a snap-on 18 karat gold case back with that beautiful vertical brushing. They did do an exhibition case back. Unfortunately, this only has the closed case back, but you can still buy an exhibition case back from Patek Philippe if you so desire. You've got a nice original Patek Philippe short strap, so this is on the shorter side with an original Patek Philippe buckle right there, which is absolutely beautiful, one of my favorite buckles. So as I say, this is the reference 5039J, and inside powering this incredible watch is the automatic Patek Philippe caliber 240Q. This watch is specifically from April 1997, and it does come with a modern Patek Philippe box, its original paperwork, certificate of origin, and service records from Patek Philippe, and all of that is stated on the website, so please give that a read and you can see exactly what they are. Under the points of mention, you also see a link to additional photos. All of that paperwork will be photographed in there as well for you to see clearly. So that brings us to the exciting part, which is showing this watch on wrist. So let's take a closer look. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. Now, as I said in the intro to this one, this actually comes from the original family. So the original family had this watch, and unfortunately the gentleman who owned it passed away whilst it was in service, and the son decided to sell the watch when it came back. So here it is. You can see on the short strap on my 7-inch wrist, there's a little bit of room, but not a lot. So if you've got a larger than 7-inch wrist, or even a 7-inch wrist, I'd probably recommend a slightly longer strap. Luckily, again, Patek Philippe have those in stock if you so desire going to them. So this is 35mm by 41.5mm lug to lug, only 8mm on the thickness and 19mm on the lugs. So you can certainly pick up some great straps for this beautiful watch. So go check it out on the website today. Now, from a perpetual Patek Philippe to a minute repeating IWC Portuguese in 18 karat gold, limited to 250 pieces from the late to early 2000s, so late 1990s to the early 2000s. An incredible, incredible watch. I mean, what a drop to start this year's watches with. So let's take a closer look at this one. Now onto an incredible IWC Portuguese. This is a minute repeating wristwatch, which is absolutely incredible, and my first minute repeater to ever make it to the website, so one I'm very excited for. As you can see, this is housed in an 18 karat yellow gold case, which has got this beautiful gold burn and patina throughout, where it's just sort of been left in storage over the years and not really worn too much. You can see the sliding lever here for the minute repeater, which we'll show you in a second. Crown over at 3 o'clock, and as we flip it over, wow, look at that movement based on an old pocket watch, and it just looks like it is, with a huge barrel down here, huge balance up here, beautifully finished with coasted Genève. It's incredible. Now this is a reference IW5240-01, and this is from the late 1990s to early 2000s. The reason we don't know the exact date of this one is because it comes with its box and paperwork, but the original warranty card is unsigned, unfortunately. Something that seems to happen a fair bit with watch sellers not actually bothering to sign the cards. So always double check if you buy a watch, make sure they've filled out the card for you. But this watch was in production from 1995, I believe, until 2005, so a 10-year production, and they made 250 in yellow gold. You can see this is number 59, and it has a beautiful box. As always with these boxes, the cushion has sort of deteriorated over time because of the sort of leather they used. So yes, just keep that in mind, but everything's stated on the website, so be sure to check that out. Now the movement you're looking at is a manually wound IWC caliber 95290. Now as we flip it over, let me show you how this works. So this lever you have to make sure you slide it all the way down to actuate and initiate the minute repeater. If you don't go all the way, it won't do it, and obviously, well not obviously, but these are quite stiff, so you have to make sure you get that slide, and it will work. Now what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to do that lever again, but I'm going to set the hands at the time where you're going to get the most noise and dings basically. So just give me a second and we'll do that in a moment. So to get the most out of the minute repeater, as in the most sound, you want to set it to sort of like 12:58, 59, and then slide it down. What I'm going to do, I'm going to slide it down and bring the watch to the camera, and I'm going to try and overlay just some footage of the watch in general. So there you have it. What a beautiful sound. Hopefully the microphone picked that up nicely. When you move the hands, you will notice a clicking sound, and you can feel the movement basically moving into different positions. That's so the movement knows where you are for the minute repeater to work. So don't worry, when you change your hands and you feel this click every now and again, do not panic. It's correct. It's what you should be feeling. But yeah, that's the beautiful watch. As I say, it comes with its original box, paperwork. It has another IWC strap in the box, and this beautiful IWC strap, which is absolutely incredible, and its original IWC 18 karat gold buckle as well. A really wonderful example, and arguably the nicer of the two. They did different variants a little later. They did another minute repeater, but it has the sort of modern IWC logo we all recognize today. This obviously has the old typeface and script. I think this looks far superior, and it also has an acrylic crystal, which I really like. But let's show this one on wrist and talk dimensions. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. Now this is no small watch, but it does wear really nicely, all things considered. This is 42mm by 51mm lug to lug, 12.5mm on the thickness, and 22mm on the lugs. So go check out this incredibly rare and beautiful watch on the website today. And sticking with impressive gold, let's go on to this Chopard. This is a Chopard LUC GMT1 in rose gold with the 42mm, a beautiful watch and a beautiful example. So let's take a closer look at this one. Now on to a incredible 18 karat rose gold Chopard. This is the LUC GMT1 in 42mm, as I say, in rose gold with that gorgeous browny golden dial, which just contrasts so beautifully and just goes with the overall design. Now you can see you've got your outer 24-hour track, which is operated via this crown at the bottom. You pull it out and you can rotate it one way and one way only, and it ratchets, as you can see. So let's bring that back around, or let's just put it at 12 like that, so it's the opposite of what it is. You've got a date down there at 6 o'clock, which is operated via the crown in the second position, and when you pull out the crown all the way, you can obviously change everything all together. The GMT hand is coupled to your local 24-hour time, meaning it will always show you true GMT, as they call it, or a caller GMT, as some people refer to it. So that is the way the function works, kind of like the original Rolex GMT Masters. Running seconds right there, and a beautiful 12-hour track on the inside. An incredible watch. Comes paired on a nice brown leather strap by Chopard with an 18 karat rose gold LUC buckle, as you'd expect. Now as we flip the watch round, you're presented with a screw down case back, all hallmarks and everything represented, and an automatic movement right there. That is the LUC caliber 01.10-L. Now this is from July 2021 with its box and paperwork. It's been worn, but nothing too crazy at all, and it's not been polished. This is the reference 161943-5001. So let's show this beautiful watch on wrist and talk dimensions, because the size may be putting a few of you off, but it wears really, really well. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. As you can see, really nice looking watch, especially with my jacket at the moment. It's almost like I've planned this, but I haven't. So what you're looking at is 42mm by 50mm lug to lug, 11.5mm on the thickness, and 20mm on the lugs. So endless options for this beautiful watch. Go check it out on the website today. Now let's stick with gold. That'll be the 4th gold piece in a row, but let's go with something a little bit older. This is a beautiful 2000s JLC ReReveal Alarm 18 karat rose gold. I currently have the stainless steel example on the website, and this is the solid 18 karat rose gold version as well. So it's great to have both in at the same time. So I'll be super interested to hear what is your favorite of the two, but let's take a closer look at this one. And now for the JLC ReReveal or ReReveal Automatique. This is a Memovox style alarm watch with an inner rotating disc to set the alarm, with the triangle down there, as you can see, to indicate where the alarm actually is. You've got a compressor style 18 karat rose gold case with 2 crowns, one for operating the watch and the time, which is this crown right here. So that winds the watch. When you pull out the crown, you can set the time, and you have to go around manually to change the date, so do keep that in mind. Then you have the crown at 12 o'clock. Obviously both of these are JLC signed. This is how you wind the alarm. So if you didn't want the alarm to go off at any point, just don't wind it up, and then the time will just go on as normal without triggering the alarm. Because often, you know, if you're, I don't know, working a normal job and you're in school, I don't know, whatever it might be, there's scenarios you don't want your alarm going off on your wrist, so just keep that in mind. As you pull out this crown, you can then set the alarm. As you can see, it only rotates one way, and then you can set it to where you want that alarm to be. Obviously, another thing to keep in mind is this watch doesn't distinguish between AM and PM. So if you have wound the alarm, it will go off when it gets to that time, regardless of AM or PM. Again, another thing to keep in mind. So let's pull out the crown and set the time to where the alarm is, and then you'll be able to hear it go off. And I'll bring it close to the microphone once we get there. So just 1 second. So there you have it, quite a loud alarm. I didn't think I'd let it run all the way through just because it would get quite annoying, I think, after a while. You've got your date there at 3 o'clock, as you can see. Beautiful 18 karat gold, rose gold case right there. I've paired it on this nice brown leather strap, which I think suits the design beautifully. And you have a folding JLC clasp right here, which I've currently taken off the strap to open it up, which again is 18 karat rose gold, as I said. You've then got the screw down solid master control case back. The number is visible, but you have to get it in a certain light to see it, because obviously it's been worn down over time, but it is still there. This watch is powered by the automatic JLC caliber 918, and it's from the circa 2000s, coming with its box and booklets. The original strap is also in the box, but it's quite well worn, so I think this brown suits it a lot better. But let's show this beautiful watch on wrist and talk dimensions. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. As you can see, it just hugs the wrist beautifully. Same proportions as the steel one we currently have for sale. However, this obviously has quite a bit more heft, being in rose gold. So dimensions wise, oh, by the way, this is a reference 141.2.97. I'm not too sure if I said that. So this is 38.5mm by 46.5mm lug to lug, 14mm on the thickness and 20mm on the lugs. So go check out this beautiful watch on the website today. And from there to the oldest watch on the table today, and one I didn't want to sell, but at the end of the day I can't keep them all. That is this gorgeous 1959 Amiga Seamaster calendar, 34mm creme brulee as we've called it because of the dial, and you'll see exactly why when you take a closer look. I don't think this is going to stick around long because this is such a unique patina that is absolutely beautiful. So let's take a closer look. Now for the Amiga Seamaster calendar, this is a really nice and original early example from circa 1959, a reference 284913SC. Now this, as we've nicknamed it, the creme brulee, and you can see why, because of that dial and how it's patinaed. Absolutely amazing. You've got those sort of burnt spots that you get on a creme brulee. It just looks amazing, especially compared and contrasted with the gold tone of the hands and the indices, which have also patinaed nicely. You've got the date over there at 3 o'clock. Really nice solid case, which has been worn and enjoyed. It actually came with paint splatters over it, and the crystal was beyond recognition. You couldn't actually really see the dial underneath, but we had it worked on with our watchmaker, cleaned up and tied it, and it just looks amazing. Original Amiga sign crown at 3 o'clock. And as we flip the watch over, you're presented with a nice snap-on Seamaster case back, waterproof, still nice and visible. That's how you know this watch has not been over-polished. And to be honest, looking at it, I don't think it's really been polished. I think it's just been worn and sort of polished down through natural wear, which can certainly happen. Now inside here is the automatic Amiga caliber 503 in beautiful condition. You can see those photos under the points of mention on the additional photos, and as I say, 1959 for this beauty. So there's not really a huge amount more to say other than showing it on the wrist. So let's take a look. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. You can see why I do not want to sell this ideally. It just looks amazing and fits the wrist like a glove. So what you're looking at dimensions wise here is 34mm by 42mm lug to lug, 10.5mm on the thickness and 18mm on the lugs. Really nice size, and with the fatter case, you know, the fatter lugs, it just wears so much nicer than normal 34. It wears more like a 35, 36 in my opinion. So go check this out on the website today. From there over to the limited edition Grand Seiko High Beat Whirlpool. This is the SBGH 267G, the original Whirlpool, if you will, with that beautiful dial, which is definitely the highlight here. So let's take a closer look at this one. Now on to the amazing Grand Seiko Automatic High Beat Whirlpool limited edition. It's called the Whirlpool because of that repeating Grand Seiko pattern on the dial, which has a beautiful texture. I got a nice macro shot of it on the website, so be sure to check that out. You've got the gold highlights with the Grand Seiko applied logo at 12 and that running seconds, which just looks beautiful and is sweeping so smoothly thanks to that high beat movement. That means it beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour, so really nicely done. Not per second, that would be pretty insane. So what you're looking at here is a nice classic Grand Seiko stainless steel case, signed screw down crown at 3 o'clock. Overall very good condition. It's got a couple of scratches here and there, but nothing major at all. On its Grand Seiko bracelet with its signed folding clasp. Then we come to another star of the show, the movement with that blued rotor, which just looks incredible and plays with the light beautifully. This is limited to 1,500 pieces total, and it is an anniversary piece. Inside is the automatic Grand Seiko High Beat Caliber 9S85. And this is the reference SBGH267G. Watch is from February 2019 with its box paperwork and its spare links and everything like that, as you'd expect. But it's just a great opportunity to pick up a beautiful limited edition Grand Seiko. One of the first limited editions I remember that traded incredibly strong straight out of the gate, and people were definitely going crazy for, and is still doing very well today in today's market. So yeah, you can go snap this one up, but let's show it on wrist and talk dimensions. And here we go, fitted to my 7-inch wrist conveniently. It wears so nicely and just fits really, really well. This is 39.5mm by 47mm lug to lug, 12.5mm on the thickness, and 19mm on the lugs with drilled lug holes to make strap changing nice and easy. But to be honest, I think it really suits the bracelet. So go check this one out on the website today. And then something a bit more left field with a Fortis, but a higher grade Fortis. So they have this higher range of watches which are truly spectacular. This is the Fortis Marine Master M40 Rockstone Horizon in grey. So let's take a closer look at this lovely one. Now for a modern high-grade Fortis. This is the Fortis Marine Master MN40 with the Rockstone Horizon dial, which is like a really nice grey dial, which is matched beautifully with this grey rubber strap with those indentations which match the texture on the dial. Again, I've got a nice macro shot of this one on the website so you can get a close-up of what that looks like, and it is very attractive and very well done. Nice solid stainless steel rotating bezel, solid screw down sign crown, and you've got these prominent screw links on either side of the strap to fit the bracelet to the strap to the case. So super solid and just feels incredibly robust. Screw down case back right there, and inside beating away is a automatic Fortis caliber UW30, which is basically a modified Solita, heavily modified as well. Signed Fortis strap, and you've got this really nice stainless steel case which almost has this titanium look because of the finishing and the coating, which is really, really nicely done, but you've got that heft of stainless steel still. And again, it just works really well on the rubber strap. So this is a reference F81200005, and it's from July 2023 with its box and paperwork. Now the paperwork is hidden in the top of the lid. So if you do buy this watch, don't make my mistake thinking there was no paperwork. The top of the lid, basically one of the corners, if you push down on it, the lid actually comes off the top part, and inside there is all the paperwork. It's hidden away to fool you almost. So let's show this one on wrist and talk dimensions. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. It fits really nicely and comfortably, and that rubber strap just makes it even more so. So dimensions wise, this is 40mm by 42.5mm lug to lug, really short lug width because the strap actually goes underneath the case, given this integrated design, even though it's not, it's actually just sat under the case. Really well done. So 42.5mm lug to lug, 12mm on the thickness, and 21mm at the lugs. So go check out this watch on the website today. And now on to 3 Tudor Black Bay 58, and we're going to start with a model I've not actually had in stock before, and that is the solid 18 karat gold reference on the strap with that beautiful subtle green dial and bezel, which is so subtle. In certain lights it looks more brown. Super, super lovely, and this is fully stickered and unworn, so let's take a closer look at this one. Okay, now for one of the most expensive Tudor Black Bay 58s you can buy. This is the 18 karat yellow gold model with that beautiful subtle dark green dial and green bezel, which, as I say, in certain lights it definitely pops as green. In other lights it looks almost brown. It's super dynamic and really beautiful and goes so well with the design, in my opinion. Screw down solid crown at 3 o'clock, and as you can see, you've got the stickers still on the case. This watch has been left unworn since purchased. And as we flip it over, exhibition case back right there as well. All the hallmarks they're visible on the underside of the lugs, including serial and reference number. Comes paired on its original Tudor strap with one keeper and a very small buckle right here. So that's an aggressive taper, as you can see, 18 karat gold Tudor buckle as well as you'd expect. This is the reference 79018V, and inside powering this watch is the automatic Tudor caliber MT5400. And this one's from August 2021 with its box and paperwork, and as I say, unworn and stickered. ready to be enjoyed. And you can pick this up at a significant saving on retail, like a huge saving. So definitely one to snap up if you've been after one of these. And I have to be honest, it looks incredible, and it comes with, in the box, a NATO strap with matching gold hardware as well, which I think would look incredible on the watch. Also, and there's like that subtle flex about owning a solid gold Black Bay 58. It almost seems too good to be true that such a thing exists. So let's show it on wrist and talk dimensions. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. As you can see, it fits as well as you'd expect, being the Black Bay 58, but there's definitely this new realm of heft that comes with the solid gold. It's a really cool thing on the wrist. If you get the opportunity, even just to try one on, it's definitely worth it. This is 39mm by 47.5mm lug to lug, 11.5mm on the thickness, and 20mm at the lugs. So go check out this beautiful watch on the website today. From there over to a Black Bay 58 silver, which I'm surprised hasn't sold, and it has to be one of my most popular posts I've done in a long time. It reached over 500 likes in such a short period of time, many shares, and that is because of the way this is oxidized and patinaed. So this is the 925 sterling silver Tudor, but you can see from the case it doesn't look like anything you've ever seen, and that's because it's brand new, unworn, fully stickered, and it's been left in a safe unused since April 2021, which is just insane. So let's take a closer look, and you can see how this is oxidized, which I think is fascinating. And now for the Tudor Black Bay Silver 925, which looks nothing like the Tudor Black Bay Silver 925 and is going to be confusing a lot of you out there. So when this watch was originally released, Tudor made some claims about some sort of magic silver they produced, which will be more resistant or completely resistant to tarnishing. And it was actually quoted in some articles and things like that when it was released as well. I have to be honest, I had no idea at the time what they were talking about, and clearly today you can see it tarnishes, right? It's silver at the end of the day. Silver tarnishes. That's just the nature of silver, and it can be cleaned up or you can leave it and it will continue going like this crazy rainbow color, goldy black in certain places. It's incredible. It won't be for everyone like this, and as I say, you can clean it up and it will come out like normal, but I think right now this is probably the only one in existence that kind of looks like this, unless there's been another one that's sat in the safe for this amount of time. So this is the reference 79010SG, and this has been sat in a safe since April 2021 and left stickered, as you can see, and unworn. So it's just been sat in the safe. Even the hardware has got that beautiful rainbow oxidization. So for those of you that don't know, silver oxidizes. It's basically a reaction to being stagnant. And what happens is oxygen attacks the silver, and silver sort of protects itself by creating a layer over the top. And that layer is what this is you're looking at. Underneath there, if you were able to clean it away, which you can do, you would then reveal the silver back underneath. If you've ever had silver jewelry and forgotten about it and just left it somewhere and found it after an extended period of time, you can see it goes black, and in some cases like this, it creates this rainbow effect, which is kind of cool. So I've left it as is because I just think it's a really cool thing to have. You've got the iconic, for the silver, grey dial, grey bezel, which again just works so well with this contrast. And inside here is an automatic Tudor MT5400 behind this exhibition case back, which is covered by the NATO strap. As I say, April 2021, it comes with this box and paperwork, and let's show it on wrist and talk dimensions. And here we go on my 7-inch wrist. As you can see, very comfortable with the NATO, and again, I'm going to say it, I think it looks awesome. It won't be for everyone. I shared a photo of this on Instagram, or a few photos, and it was my most successful post in a very long time, shared by loads of people, and it definitely got a conversation going. Most people, I would say 95% of people, thought this was amazing, and people with silvers were like, I'm going to leave mine alone and see if this happens. And then 5% of people were like, that's hideous, what are you doing? So you be the judge. This is 39mm by 47.5mm lug to lug, 11.5mm on the thickness, and 20mm on the lugs. So go check out this watch on the website today. And then last but by no means least, a classic with the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue. This is a stickered example, but it has been lightly worn. So you're able to pick yourself up a very lightly worn and then take those stickers off, and you've got yourself close to a new watch for an absolute bargain. So let's take a closer look at this one. And now for the Tudor Black Black Bay 58 Blue. This is such a classic and sort of quintessential Tudor watch now. I think anyone who's really into Tudor will know this watch and has probably owned it, if not in the black or the blue as you see here. And it's the only one they've still not discontinued and released with the new upgraded clasp. So I suspect that's to come, or they're going to change things up completely, I don't know. But this is the reference 79030B, and this is from August 2020 with its box and paperwork. It was sized and worn, but all the stickers were left on. So you can see it's still got all of its stickers, even on the underside of the clasp. But there are scratches here and there, nothing too major, but just general little hairlines from being enjoyed for a little while. Screw down crown at 3 o'clock, and that beautiful blue dial and blue bezel. Inside is the automatic Tudor MT5402, and it comes with all of its spare links and everything like that as well. You can see there's a sticker even on the case back right there. Sticker still on the clasp in that part as well. So yeah, great opportunity to pick a Tudor up that's worn at a worn price, but still got stickers that you can remove, and then you've got yourself close to a new watch as well. So a great opportunity. But let's show it on wrist and talk dimensions. Here we go on my 7-inch wrist. It's just a hard look to beat, isn't it? It just goes so well with pretty much anything. So this is the typical 39 by 47.5mm lug to lug, 11.5mm on the thickness, and 20mm on the lugs. So go check this watch out and pick yourself up a nice bargain on the website today. So there you have it, guys and girls. This week's drop, 10 incredible watches ranging from a creme brulee Amiga all the way to a perpetual calendar Patek Philippe and a minute repeating IWC JLC Alarm. I mean, it's incredible, this week's drop. I'm super excited of the caliber of watch we've managed to bring and the variety. And as I said, next week and every week after that for the rest of this month, at least going into February, I can guarantee the drops are going to be incredible because of the amount of watches I got in stock just before Christmas that I'm working through and how much I've already taken in this first week being back. So I'm glad to be back. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to what this year is going to bring. I've got some things in plan and in motion that I would like to do this year. I'm not going to be making any announcements until things are a bit more sort of solid, and it's nothing too crazy. It's not like I'm opening a shop or anything like that. It will be small things that I think are going to be interesting and, you know, just make the experience with Kibble watches even better. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you all again next Saturday, 9:30 AM. See you there.